Hello, everyone. I am Bogdan. I'm your guest for the podcast. I am here with Razvan from Build Green. Thank you very much, Razvan, for accepting our invitation. I hope we are going to do an amazing podcast. And without further ado, please, Razvan, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi. Thank you, Bogdan. Nice to meet you. I'm Razvan Nica. I'm the CEO and owner of Build Green and Carbon Tool.
Okay, that's very interesting. As an opener question, can you please tell us the story? What's the story behind the business or the businesses?
Yes. Okay. I started the business in 2010 with Build Green, which is the main company. We work in the sustainability in build environment. We are working for the international certification bodies, and we certified a lot of, let's say, office buildings and also shopping centers and different other logistic and industrial assets. This was for the first 10 years, this was the main direction. And after 2020, we focused in the same direction, the same sustainability field, but we are looking also to the technology field, where we developed the Carbon Tool, which is an app focused on the carbon accounting, but also the decarbonization of the buildings, but also for any company that wants to report and manage and reduce the carbon footprint.
Okay, that's very interesting. Can you tell us more about the app?
The app, it's a web-based application. We are working based on the international GHG protocol rules and basically satisfied all the needs in terms of carbon reporting. We have different features like target settings, reduction initiative. But what we have different from the market is that we basically cover the entire company activity based on the easy upload of the data directly from the accountancy. As Romanian market has and several other countries in Europe has the reporting according with SAFTE reporting, we can extract all the data from SAFTE and introduce all the data in the carbon footprint reporting. So this is a feature that saves more than 80% of the time allocated for the reporting. Why? Because previously the companies reported that or used the platform manually and insert all the data from the invoice to the app by hand. Basically, they insert the data manually.
Okay. So it's not manually right now. It's very
No,
interesting.
it's semi-automatically.
That's very interesting. So from what I understand, you're in the software business. Can you tell us what are the current trends in the market right now, if you notice any trends?
Yes, from an IT point of view, the market today is very simple. Everything is about AI and digital transformation. Every company is asking how to use data and software to stay competitive. What is interesting in the construction and sustainability are being pulled into this wave. Even if they are not fully in sustainability, there is a bit of slowdown, not because the problem is gone, but because of the politics and geopolitical trends. Basically, let's say Trump effect, let's say, but some company hope that the pressure will disappear. In construction field, especially in Europe and Romania, the opposite is happen. The industry is being forced to modernize by new European Union rules, energy target and carbon rules. To follow those rules, company needs better data. This create three big forces. First, regulation now means money. Carbon, energy, and risk are now part of how banks, investor, and buyer looks at buildings. A bad building is no longer just a bad for the environment. It's bad for the business. The second is that data becomes relevant. For decades, construction works with PDF and opinions. Now the market asks, can you prove what you build? Can you prove what it will worth in 10 or 20 years? I'm referring to the building itself.
Yeah.
And this needs to be documented. And the third, AI entering in this industry, although this is very manual, like I said. Construction are runs by, I don't know, Excel sheets and AutoCAD documentation. But AI arrives and asks for clean data, so the industry is trying to use AI before it's even fully digital. So this is the problem that creates confusion, but also huge opportunities.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Right now, in your opinion, what does your current competitive landscape looks like?
The competition basically exists in our market, but is very fragmented, and that is exactly why we build something different. There are many good tools that calculate carbon emission, helps the ESG reporting, creates EPD or life cycle assessment reports, have I don't know, compliance systems. Each of them solve a small piece of the problem, but all activity does not work in pieces. The entire activity in a project or in a company, they work in business flows from the design to construction, from the construction to operation, and also the financing part. It's relevant. What is missing is a system that connects the physical buildings, the financial data, carbon data, and the regulation in one places. For me, it makes no sense to enter a market just to copy what already is on the market. We need to bring something new. That's why we build Carbon Tool in order to give company one coordinated view of their businesses instead of 10 or 12 disconnected tools that we previously use it in order to provide our consultancy services.
Okay, that's very interesting. So this is how basically this is where the idea came from with the app, right?
Yes, to put together several needs that were disconnected.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Right now, what marketing channels do you currently use, and what's working for you right now, and what's not working for you?
Basically, we use traditional marketing. We participate in a lot of events. We met our existing client because we have a large portfolio of clients in the construction sector, but also in the general activities like banks and financial institution companies that are tenants in our certified building and so on and so forth. So this is the first channel. We participate in a lot of events and promote directly through the conferences and so on. But we use also let's say digital marketing, LinkedIn, Facebook, and so on. And I cannot say that one channel is not working. I take the result as it is, as we have great results. The marketing activity has good results, and our sales it's working. Basically, we try to promote and to make the marketing a lot in connection with our product, to present our feature and to, let's say, to try to satisfy the needs of the client.
It makes sense. Do you have any marketing team members right now, or not really?
Yes, we have two marketing team members. Basically, yeah, we cover this part.
I was asking this question because the follow-up question was how easy it is for you to attract and retain high-quality marketing team members.
What can I say is that basically is not difficult, but marketing now means, in my perspective, has a different meaning compared with I don't know, prior AI, prior ChatGPT. Why? Because marketing is not as easy as previously, as also because the product that we sell it's new and complex, and also because the marketing has a completely different role now. Instead of creating, I don't know, somehow to describe and to put in a different shape the product itself, not just traditional marketing.
Okay. Right now, let's talk a little bit about the current state. So I'm curious, what are you responsible for, and how are you currently spending your day?
Basically, I'm responsible for the design, let's say selecting the module, the development of the product, the ideas, and the connection between what the market and the client ask, and to bridge the gaps between the technical aspects and the development team. Basically, I'm let's say the product owner.
Okay.
And in the last few years, I was forced to understand how to talk in the development, let's say, language, because it's totally different of what we used to for the, let's say, for the construction or the technical sector. So it's a different language. So I'm like a translator, and I'm the man with ideas in the team, but I have a great team of more than 10 engineers and consultants that supports that idea and develop it, and let's say create all the requirements for the development team.
Mm-hmm.
This covers, let's say, half of my time, but on the other hand, the other half of the time it's spent on the daily, I don't know, management activities like existing project, new project, let's say marketing, management meetings, and so on and so forth.
It makes total sense. For you right now, if we get into the more technical part of the business, what are the most important metrics right now?
Most important metrics, in my perspective, it's client satisfaction. Um, It's not easy to measure, but you can feel it. If the clients use the tool, if they come back, basically as a consultant, we do not force every consultancy client to use our software. We don't use this leverage. We listen to what they need and we try to support them in the best way. Sometimes with software, sometimes without software, with services, and often with both. In short, we look at things like the quality of our pipeline, how many clients return, and how fast we can turn messy data into something useful from that perspective. And in the long term, the most important signal is trust. When banks, investor, and large owners start trusting our number, our data, our tool, that is when the platform really become powerful. And this is happen partially in our activity.
It's very nice to hear that. Do you have any goals for the for this year in particular?
For short term, yes, we have some goals that in the next, let's say, 6 months, our focus is to make Carbon Tool more useful for the real client. That means launching several new modules, probably 3 or that better reflects how companies actually work, not just how regulations are written. Also, in the next, let's say, this year, our goal is to have something much bigger, a connected ecosystem for sustainability, assets, and companies. Basically, we try to close the loop between the company and his assets. I'm referring to the construction, but not only to the construction and the asset that they need. I'm referring to the building itself, but also to the company's activities. Basically, these are the objective for this for 2026. To close and to have a closed ecosystem. Why? Because we see in our activity that all the, let's say, isolated pieces that looks to be isolated basically are interconnected, and this is what we want to make it and to have like an ecosystem for that sustainability part.
Okay. What matters more than anything else to you right now in the business?
It's a difficult question. Basically, the clients are on the first place. If we look on the second place is the team, because without the clients cannot be satisfied, their need cannot be satisfied. And I would say that the third point is the speed in the nowadays environment. Yeah.
Okay. What is right now your biggest challenge and why?
My biggest challenge, I would not say that there is a major challenge in our activity. I would say that there are a lot of opportunities, and the biggest challenge is to, if you want, it's to have enough time to solve all that, let's say, and to satisfy all that needs and objective that you have. We have basically, I would say that the time, it's the biggest challenge, and the speed, because the industry, the norms, and the market is evolving very fast. And if we are not able to provide the solution in the right time, probably there will be no future for our products.
It makes total sense. Right now, here it comes my favorite question of the podcast. So, if you would have a magic wand right now that you could wave to solve one thing, what would that one thing be and why?
If I had the magic wand, I would make reliable building data exist anywhere. Almost all problem in construction and sustainability comes from the same place. We know with confidence what a company relies on, what the building consumption is, this let's say issue come from. So we have a lot of we have technologies, but we don't have data. Basically, in order to create a plan, to give a solution, you need to have data, to have reliable data, not, let's say, invoices only, because the invoices is not telling the entire story, is telling a part of the data. But as long as you just make assumption, the quality of the output is not the best. So what is important, and to answer to your question, the magic wand would be to transform the let's say unclear data in reliable data.
Thank you for the answer. Yeah, basically this is the end of the podcast right now. If you have a message to say to the people that are watching right now or to the world, here is your sign to do it.
I would say that basically what can I see in this moment is that the industry is shifting. All the industries is moving fast. The buildings and construction industry is the one of the most rigid industry, because we build the same, like brick and mortar, the same as 150 years ago. But the transition is very fast, and the technology will help us. What is important to say is that we have some objective established on the European level and Romanian level, and that refers to decarbonization. And what is important is to look on what we have right now. Why? Because as long as the objectives are set for 2050, we must understand that more than 80% of the buildings that will need to be decarbonized and to be optimized in 2050, there are already built. So there will be no, let's say, replacement option. So we need to work with what we have, and we need to be very well informed and to make all the steps for our existing built environment to be improved, to be optimized, and to be, let's say, transformed to a sustainable environment.
Thank you very much, Razvan, for this insightful last piece of information. And thank you very much for joining the podcast. It was a pleasure having you here. And thank you to the people that are watching right now for watching, obviously. And yeah, this is the end of the podcast. I will see everyone in the next episode. Bye bye.